Greetings, everybody. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld False God, Episode 8, Porcelain Throne. I'm going to have you all vote on the next building priority right after I finish a little bit more of the roads. As you can see, the plans here, these plans are different, and I'm not going to be addressing them just yet. I have changed the mod loadout just a little bit. I've added 4 new mods. One is Keep Bed Ownership, which allows you to retain your bed if you caravan. Another one is that we have fueled smelters, so we can melt down slag and metal weapons, because that would be a primitive tech. If you can smith metal weapons, you can melt them down. Smithing requires you to be able to melt it, so it just made sense. This also comes with a fueled crematorium. Actually, I have 2 fueled smelter, or a fueled smelter and fueled crematorium. So the fueled crematorium is obviously a solution for this. With that said, the hygiene mod does come with a burn pit. And a burn pit allows you to burn corpses in it, but it produces sort of a toxic mess around it. So I figured fueled crematorium seems very evolved. The other mod is an autoplow mod, so anywhere where there is a designated plow zone that gets harvested will automatically be queued up to be replowed. And man, what was the last mod that I added? I guess it will, the vanilla expanded art. So with the vanilla expanded art, as you can see over here, we have pottery, obelisks, carvings, artful displays, statues, monuments, rugs, and wallpapers that we might be able to unlock at some point. So, them's the list. I am going to finish up this little avenue project here before polling for next priority. I want to give people enough time to sort of filter in and then make their decisions heard. So this was a Comedic Slate tile, and we're going to continue that eastward, knowing that we are nearly out of slate. Now, there was one other mod that I was considering adding in here, which I might do at some point, which is quarry. I think it's quite possible that we exhaust the chunks in this map tile, and we could go to other map tiles to carve up their chunks, or add a mod to allow us to quarry up metal and stone. I'll sort of leave that up to you. I was sort of on the fence about that. So, feedback, of course, would be welcome on that front. Quarry can be super OP. Oh, every time I've used the quarry in the past, I feel like I have balanced it. Maybe I didn't do a good job of it, but I feel like I'm pretty good about balancing those things. So currently, all of the stone cutters are set to slate, and hopefully we can get more slate chunks cut. Now, you do see that how far and wide we have to travel. It's pretty ridiculous. So there is other projects to be suggested, like maybe tunnels or something like that. What about a coal mod? I could install a coal mod. It's kind of a slippery slope of like the whataboutism of adding additional mods, which I don't really want to go down that route if I can help it. All right, so I'm going to enable auto plowing here so that we automatically work to plow these. And other things that we left off, we have the secret compound and the orbital space drone hack for Hathor's Bond, which is one of the relics. This is going to be a little strange, of course, because it's like a spaceship with information, but it's just the way RimWorld is. It's near impossible to mod those things out. We also are hosting Locus here for 8 days. A shuttle arrives in 3.4 days to pick her up for a side trainer of stun. There are logging and hunting works nearby, and then, of course, any priorities that you guys bestow upon me. Did you just plow underneath something that was sown? That doesn't seem right. So something else that you might be able to see here is that I'm nearly out of meat. Or really, I'm totally out of meat. But I don't think that there's easy things to kill out here. I guess we could go whap the gazelles. They're kind of far away. They're like the furthest from the colony that they could be, in my opinion. Because this is an exit. This is an exit. Getting over here is about as long as it takes. So if I did that, it would be a group effort of like everybody going over there, smack them around. But the thing is, because of the way that meat spoils, having a huge surplus all of a sudden of meat isn't actually all that helpful because it will spoil unless we turn into pemmican or something like that. All right. We are getting the rest of this avenue constructed. Hey, bud. Can you look forward? What are you even looking at back there? And then once that's done, or pretty soon anyway, I am going to queue up the what to research next and what to build next. So let's do the research next. Looking at our research tree, we're currently working on Devil Strand. We're about 3/4 done with that. Next, we could do chocolate, grape bows. Grape bows would be a little strange, only because we don't allow any of the Ammonites to use ranged weapons. But someone like Locust, who is a guest, would be able to use it if it was a dire need or something like that. Carpet making, noble apparel, harp, or electricity. We also could research anything in the art tree. All of these art here is sort of one big umbrella for art. And I would just pick from that, rather than to list them individually, because there's a whole lot of options. Oh, it seems to me like we have a brand new donkey foal. That is a good reason to trigger the giveaway here. So, giveaway timer is up as well. Any subscriber that is currently active in chat between now and the end of that timer is eligible to win Mr. Donkey. Or Mrs. Donkey. I think it was Mrs. Donkey. Yes, Mrs. Donkey. Then once this poll is done, I'll have you all prioritize or poll to figure out the next priority for what we build next after this avenue is complete. Another thing that we might be able to do is to move one of these stone cutters out here, or maybe two of them, and issue our people to cut stone in the vicinity. The reason for that is one chunk yields less than what a pawn can carry. So if we cut multiple chunks, it actually cuts out travel time. So I'm going to temporarily move a stone cutter table out there. And for everybody that has, let's see, Shellbell, thank you so very much for the 5 community gifted subs. And then Techwolf, Glitch, Frostlam, Nick the Good, and Canadian Panda for bits. I lack kitties. Thank you for the resub, as well as Velhar and Canadian Panda. Welcome all. Pleasure to have you all here. So something else that I've sort of made a decision. You all decided that it would be okay for my people to wear anything they want, but I sort of disagree. I want to keep my people in what appears to be more tribal. So war mask, visage masks, veils, toques I'm going to allow. Tribal headdress, shade cone, hood. But bowler caps, not so much. And then, as far as armor, it will be plate only. But, I'm going to call this tribal only, not armored. Because plate armor moves you, reduces your movement speed considerably. And I don't want people to use plate armor unless it's absolutely necessary for their work, for their job. All right, tribal wear will be allowed. Robes. And that's about it. Yep. Okay. Amon-Ra here is going to follow a totally different designation, which is just wear whatever you feel like that is not tainted. And then all the other designations here, I'm going to delete. It does appear as if art will be the next to be researched. And I'll probably work my way from left to right, starting with like pottery, then obelisks, the carvings, and working left to right, up top to bottom. Okay, what to build next? We have proper bathrooms, a tree worship garden, improved ritual room, a throne room, a barn, a tomb, focus on crafting arms, armor, and clothing, improve farmland, or something that you suggest. A suggestion that would open up the suggestion box. Another thing I could do, in case I forget to allow zone people in here, is just to keep this door forbidden at all times, unless Amon-Ra needs to travel in there at some point. That there is the raffle timer. So the donkey goes to About Dem Tacos, a fellow streamer of mine. He plays RimWorld with Twitch Toolkit enabled. And check him out if you haven't. Okay. We have made a point to periodically pray here at this tree, hoping to push up the animagrass to be able to consume it for our first of psychic powers. So another thing that I could do is have a few of my people start to deliver these stonecutter tables and then force the task for them to cut stone in the nearby vicinity for a lot of stone so that we can haul it in batch. There's also the possibility of eventually setting up outposts to serve this purpose. I don't think you're allowed to cut stone, but to set up mining outposts and the like. All right, so you should drop this on the floor. Man, imagine if they hauled to the best stockpile and how dreadfully inefficient that would be. All right, is there Firefly? I'm going to have you cut that stone, and then you're going to change benches. Hey, Medic the Mic. I am pretty well. How about yourself? I hope you're doing well, too. All right, Amon-Ra, of course, can wear whatever he wants. He plays by different rules. And it does appear as if I need at least a little bit of tribal wear. So even though he's currently researching, I might queue some up. I'm going to queue up tribal wear until I have 2 that is fresh. Cloth is fine. Leathers are fine. Let's do leathers over cloth and not Thrumbo. Thrumbo we'll hold off on because that is probably something for Amon-Ra to use himself. So only allowed ingredients and don't account tainted, or quipped. Can we have a brief overview? So, sure. Amun-Ra here is our god. He is an orbital researcher who decided to descend to the planet and pretend to be a god. So he is a vacillator who is too smart, asexual, and kind. We have Shellbell, our Hathor's guide. She is the moral guide of our community. Psychically hypersensitive, iron-willed, super immune, social, medical, plants, cooking. Then Macho, industrious, tough, quick sleeper, who's our constructor. He holds the role of Taz Architect, which is a building role. And then we've got Brady, the first of Bastet's guardians, a brawler who just smashes people, unhygienic, annoying voice, neurotic. Marvelous Mike, psychically deaf, undergrounder, construction, mining, melee. Canyon, jogger, pretty, animals, art, intellectual, and Firefly, sensitive, careful shooter, unhygienic. One thing I have to make sure is that these folks out here don't stay out here all too long. I'm going to have them eat a meal next. And let's put a timer on this here. 2.5 minutes left. So there's 140 sleep, which I think speeds this up considerably. So we're almost done with the avenue, and then what I work on next will be up to you. We're getting pretty close to the rest needs, so I'm going to have them start to haul them back. But yeah, this method I think works pretty well. Maybe not at night when it's dark or in an eclipse, but usually it would work pretty well. Did Amun-Ra even start the tribal wear? I don't believe he did. Oh, he is having to haul hippopotamus leather from far and wide. That's why. Paid forced weather. A machine persona in an orbiting ship wants to perform some planetary experiments. So they want to make it foggy rain for 10 days. Is concerned about the ethics of doing that, but will offer us rewards. Glitterworld medicine, a masterwork double slab bed and uranium, or a gun link. I'll have you vote on that in just a moment as well. And when we make travelware, just drop it. And he's just like, alright, I'm, oh, he's using a latrine. Yeah, I will allow that. Eating in there, too. I've done that. Been there, done that. It's weird. Am I allowed to use Glitterworld meds? That's a complicated question, which requires somewhat of a complicated answer. The TLDR is sort of no. Oh, why are you guys still at this? Holy moly. Go to sleep. Okay, so Brady now has clothing. But not the one I made. Something else. And you guys voted on proper bathrooms. So for hygiene, for it to be a proper bathroom, we could use a water tub and a latrine. We could also do stall doors, but I don't really like the look of that, so I'm going to have individual rooms. I don't know about bath mats. Maybe, maybe not. But if I take a look at the hygiene, there is really not much that I'm going to be able to unlock that makes sense in there. So what I could do is the issue is the wash basins, these steel basins, are probably not going to work inside the bathroom. So what was happening here, why this is messed up, is the primitive wells don't have an occupancy check. Which means that if someone's using the well, the code doesn't register that someone shouldn't use the toilet. They're not linked. So I'm going to want to make bathrooms that do link up and don't cause any problems like we've had. The farm animals don't produce manure. They are manure-free. Okay, you're sleeping, and Firefly, you should be sleeping too. Good, 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 good. So, if I am building proper bathrooms, let's plan these out. They don't need to be that large. I know the center one's a little bit larger than the others. Maybe I'll just cut it in two. 2 bathrooms. And then, because the doors have to open often, I'll make them wooden. And what I could do is I could mirror this on the other side if I wanted to. And while I figure out how I want to do the bathrooms, are we going to accept the forced weather? So this is foggy rain for 10 days for these rewards. And that will be left up to you. So for a latrine, I'll do steel latrines. I have to jog my memory on whether or not wash basins are going to work. Another thing that I should probably have looked at, is the presence of water in the area. So I'm already going to switch the sides here. For now, with the little amount of slate that I have, I'm going to minimize this. They're not going to be amazing bathrooms by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, and I'm actually going to do a steel water tub. That ought to work. We've been doing comedic limestone inside, which I don't have any of. And there we go. That should do. So the concept here is that we use the well to refill these steel basins, and the steel basins allow us to wash our hands. It's not bathing so much, but it should trigger the occupancy checks so that we don't have to constantly walk in on one another using the facilities with any luck. So here is the auto plow mod in full swing. And I am going to plant Tinctoria on the south so that we can start looking the way we ought to look. And up top, I'll plant hops. Because I do indeed have beer brewing, and I also have psychic brewing. Oh, I guess we ran out of tea. So, we'll do Psychoid down here, if I can find it. I'm so not used to the new list, the way it looks. And then in Hygiene, we'll say fertilize the area here. Not that we've really done any fertilization, but at some point maybe we make a priority of focusing on the farms. Okay, you guys say accept the forest weather. What reward to accept? Glow to world beds, slab, bed, and uranium. Or what was the last one? Goodwill? No, Gunlink. There it is. And now the current project is build bathrooms and research art. It'd be nice to get away from this setup here. Surely. Most definitely. Have I hunted yet? Not recently, no. Oh my god. Biosolids! All of the biosolids. It's quite a lot. So Amun-Ra, you're cutting blocks from stone. Here, how about you haul ambrosia? And try to keep it away from Macho, who is a bit of a fiend. So Amun-Ra, I'm going to have you not craft over research. It does look like my stonecutters have automatically used these here, which is great. And then there's one other thing that we're going to want in here, which is torch lamps. So we can, you know, see what we're doing, I guess, to say it gently. Okay, kind and actually don't haul. You're a night owl. I forgot about that. Oh, no, you're not a night owl. You're just an very odd night schedule because of how much work I've made you do. What tier bed does Amun-Ra have? He has a royal bed. A slab bed doesn't provide comfort, so nobody in our colony is going to want a slab bed. It would be an object for sale. Okay, Glitter World Beds it is. So let's go ahead and accept that paid weather. And then immediately what's going to happen is the Glitter World Beds are going to be delivered because, you know, the paid weather is forced. And Amun-Ra is going to go sweep up the Glitter World Beds here. Now, if you're wondering if someone saw that, that wouldn't be a violation. Like, I'm going to give myself a little bit of time in order to squirrel away things that don't belong. But then, nobody can enter here, this room, where the Glitter World Beds are being stored. So now I have 21 Glitter World Beds, which happens to be more meds than, like, most of my advanced colonies ever get. So that's kind of funny to me. Corinne Kazinra, thank you for the sub, and welcome. And Estervelli for the resub. Actually, Steph and Pilsner for resubs as well. I kind of skipped that. Cheers. And Cerulean Spider. Man, I have not been reading. Amun-Ra is almost done with the Devil Strand research, and then we'll move over to art. Yeah, that's definitely the way to get stone. Now, taking a quick look, it looks like the amount of corn... No, this is all ready to grow. Never mind, I take that back. Can I find something for you to gamble? I could try. I don't think there's much to be gambled on right now. Alright, I forgot that I had Macho shaving down these mountains here. This is going to be very labor intensive, but it will serve a good purpose in the long run, which is removing all of the unnecessary mountain, the roof in the mountain. And this will help me determine where it's safe to dig and where there's overhead mountain, which could trigger bugs. Infestations are totally 100% a thing here. So I got to be careful not to trigger infestations. Do I sell the advanced stuff? Maybe at some future point. I'm just getting it because we're getting it. It's chat votes for quest rewards, so it's just a quest reward to me. Salmon Ra's going forth for some art research. The art research is going to be pretty quick, so I'm going to put up yet another poll about what to research after the art. The other thing that I've noticed is I am basically out of wood. That's a pretty common theme here in this arid shrubland. I have in the past triggered trees to be cut down like this, but I think what I'm going to need to do is to have Shellbell specifically go and caravan her to cut the trees efficiently, because otherwise I'm just going to run out of wood. Now, once the Drago farms start yielding, I'll be able to build up enough of a supply of wood that it's not a recurring scarcity that we have, but I am not at that point yet. Can I plant trees? Yes, I have. I already have a large tree farm. Two of them, in fact. Well, this is peach. It's a bit different. Whoever's coming to haul that one wood, come on now. Allow me to figure out how surgeries are going to work. I already know how I'm going to do them. But there's a lot about this series that I'd rather just not tell you ahead of time of what I'm going to do. Keep it as a, suspenseful or whatever. I've got so many questions about how am I going to handle X, Y, or Z, and it's like, just watch, right? Like, isn't that the point? All right, it does look like electricity will be next. I don't know where you're going, Shellbell. You are cutting down cacti. Now, we could also head to a logging site. The caveat there, or the issue, I would say, the ethical issue, is that Amun-Ra is kind, and his whole faction is kind. So if we go around murdering loggers, there's a little bit of an ethical dilemma to consider. And here comes Locust in a space shuttle. Just ignore the fact that it's a shuttle. Let's just say it's a large chariot. And you can keep the Granite Club. Enjoy it. We also... Oh, you are not guests. Okay. So she is on her way out. So, 130 wood or so. That should... Yeah, that got us our torches. Unfortunately... Oh, this is not good. Macho. Build the roof area. So the problem is, of course, a torch in the open rain runs out of fuel much faster. So even if we don't have the limestone to finish this project up, we should switch it around so that the torches are covered. Mad Max and Tech Wolf, thanks for the bits. And Kakata, thank you for the resub. And Shellbell for gifting out a sub to Mike. Oh, yeah, you can send. And then this Psylink is going to have to be squirreled away as well. Chan is pregnant. More goats. So many more goats. Oh, and there's a goat here that's 14 hours old. Some of these goats might get sacrificed, by the way, just letting you know. But with this additional goat, I'll at least give it a name, even if we do end up killing its mother or father or something like that. The issue is the amount of nutrients that these animals require far exceeds the amount that the map tile can provide. At least for now, until we focus on farms and the like. Oh, good. This is actually good news. So these gazelle all went wild, and they're going to march straight into, I guess, technically a meat grinder? So I'm going to restrict... You know, I actually don't have an everybody stay inside restriction. So let's make that zone. Inside forbidden. So inside forbidden is anything behind our walls, but not the forbidden areas. The forbidden areas are strictly forbidden, and we don't go in there. Well, at least none of our colonists go in there ever. Wouldn't be good for them. Would cause them to die. So then this zone will allow us to keep working with there being external threats outside the walls without walking anywhere inappropriate. So schedule forbidden inside. And then the gazelle should be making their way to me. It's only 6 of them. I thought there were 9 up there. Oh, maybe there's some that went... Yeah, someone that went west. There was 9. Silly gazelle. At least the rainy fog means that blood won't accumulate in the map tile. So, there's that. Why are they all going for Kynan? That's actually probably the hardest one to hit, due to the fact that she's a jogger. But, you know, whatever. Alright, schedule. Forbidden. And this one here should be killed off. So Kynan, because you got hit the most, you get to get the finishing blow. A smoke spewer for a Psylink neuroformer. There is a smoke spewer machine that's going to belch smoke over the entire region, guarded by 4 man-hunting iguana, and I get a Psylink neuroformer. Should I accept the smoke spewer? Yes or no? Give you 5 minutes on that. And it's guarded by 4 iguana. Okay, so here is our little bathrooms. With steel latrines and occupancy checks. We're not quite done with the walls, but we're getting there. And pottery has unlocked, and you all said research electricity next, which is going to take me a while. That's not exactly an easy tech to research. Congrats, Sylvanti. May you live longer than others, other animals in this colony. How much longer do I need to keep this constructed? 24 days? And the penalty here is another toxic spewer guarded by iguana. Seems like the god of iguanas is kind of against us. Now, with all the uptick of food as a result of the iguanas, or the gazelles, rather, I'm going to allow new guests. And then guests should be allowed in the bathrooms. And then I'm actually going to break down and deconstruct the old bathrooms as they are no longer needed. They're outdated. Hey, war merchant. And we have a ritual opportunity in 3 days for our basic ritual room. Version 1.0, let's call it. You like the little prison room? It was never really voted as a priority, so as a result, it's very, very simple. So I'm removing the roofs here before collapsing it so that it doesn't hurt us. There you go, Macho. And we get to recover some wood, which is always a good thing. And a bulk goods trader. Oh, please have wood. Please have wood. So here's the war merchant. And I'll have Amon-Ra go down there. And it also looks like, I'm just going to call this one early. We are going to accept this smoke spewer, and I'll do that in just a minute. So, war merchant, I'm going to offer you most of my ambrosia, because I suspect that it's going to rot anyway. And I'm going to sell off all of the weapons that nobody has bought yet, and then the clothing that seems tattered and worn and terrible. Yeah. Okay. And then with this silver, I hopefully will be able to buy wood from the bulk goods trader. I have no idea why these gazelle are being left here, so I'm going to make an effort to haul them all. Because I still have about 2 days left on them. But it makes no sense at all to let them rot. And bulk goods time. Insect meat. I think not. They do have wood, but not very much of it, unfortunately. And that might be the only transaction here. I'll sell some... I'm not even going to sell the leathers. I'll sell at a deficit. All right. Quest. Accept. So there will be a smoke spewer site. And I'm going to send... Who am I going to send? Obviously Brady. And Firefly. Can either of them or either... Yeah. Yes, medical and no medical. I will send Mike as well. Marvelous Mike. And Brady. No, just the two should be okay. The advantage of that is I can ride donkeys even though one is pregnant. And the neuroformer has arrived. Yoink! And I learned chunk skip. Oh, that's actually very handy. Yeah, that's very handy for when we fully cut all these chunks. He could just warp chunks in from outside the walls to inside the walls. This also gives him the opportunity to use stun as well. I was hoping it wasn't stun because I had the psych link for it. Alright, and you... 50% side focus is fine, or actually just shy of 50. Alright, let's hide that pole. It was never there. I can't believe that this project is not done yet. I think the amount of travel that we have to do for stone is ridiculous. So at this point, I think at the top of this will just be any stone blocks, drop on floor, copy and paste. Because if we wear out these chunks here, I'll be able to warp in new ones. I'm also going to set up a fueled smelter in here, next to the fueled smithy. I think they go hand in hand. Okay, and away we go. So we are very, very, very close to this smoke spear. We'll hit that today and then hopefully head back. Wow, this is already done. That was fast. There's no geography that allows me to fight this easier. Best thing I could do is have Brady lead in, as he is the dominant brawler. Alright, Firefly. You got messed up a little bit, but Brady can fix you up. And then we'll get that smoke spear out of there in no time. How much Centauria do you think I already have? Because a lot of this is already grown. Okay, and in we go. You notice that I don't have chairs at workstations. Are they overrated? They're not necessarily overrated. It's just improving the workshop would have to be a goal, and said goal has not been voted on. Alright, either of you construct. Yeah, Firefly does. So I'm going to stick around here and break this bad boy down for the material once they're up. So the smoke cloud should clear. The site has been destroyed. I don't know why it hasn't updated just yet. Yeah, definitely deconstruct for the wood. Always. That's interesting. You went to this well rather than this one. Okay. Sure. What to build next? Here's your list. A tree worship garden, improved ritual room, throne room, barn, tomb. A tomb would also probably be including a crematorium. Focus on crafting arms, armor, and clothing. Improve farmlands, viewer suggestions, or more proper bathrooms. Let me know what you think it should be. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld False God, which originally streamed live on Twitch, May 15th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, please let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has the links to Twitch and also the countdown timers to upcoming streams, as well as my YouTube schedule. If you would like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.